Yeah, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. If you're just joining us, welcome to the Property Perspective with Etchells and Young this afternoon. Harry, it's good to see you. And I've been thinking about something. How you doing?
Awesome. Great to be here, Stash. Thank you again.
No, again, thanks for your time. But the one thing I've been kind of thinking, and especially as the last couple of weeks have gotten warmer, South African spends a lot of time outside. Like Bras, granted the water's a bit cold, but we do spend a lot of time in the swimming pools during summer. You know, spending a lot of time on our patios and even doing the bras, even in winter, or the fire pits and such like that. Like if I had to spend, which I'm, considering at the moment, my wife and I, if we spend an additional like 50,000 Rand on my garden, am I actually adding 50,000 Rand to my property's value in that respect?
Stash, not necessarily. In fact, there's some outdoor improvements because, as you say, we love the outdoors. We love being outside and entertaining.
Yeah.
And there's definitely some outdoor improvements that it's not all about the more you spend, the more you get back.
Okay, well, that sounds like really interesting. And if you haven't already, you would have probably figured out that pretty much today we're going to be talking about where homeowners should really spend their money to get the best return, especially when it comes to outdoor improvements or renovations in that respect. So there will be some great ideas for you today, and I'm sure Harry's going to bring a lot of that to the table. And I mean, even if you're not planning on selling right now, it's really good to have that knowledge going forward. Maybe in a couple of years you want to do something, then at least you have that sitting in the back of your mind. So the big question I have right now is, which I see a lot, and you find it on YouTube, TikTok, and I mean everywhere on Facebook, there's a lot of outdoor spaces becoming a bit more important to, should I say, influencers over the last couple of years. I mean, can you give us just kind of a breakdown as to why?
Yeah, I think, it definitely for me started with COVID, where we were just wanting to get out, wanting to get and have a lot more fresh air, invite the mates around again. And it was a definite change for me in that. So from COVID onwards, we want to get outside and we want to entertain. As we said, South Africa love flipping sunny skies, boerewors and rugby.
Yeah, we can't be locked indoors.
Exactly. So that lifestyle and being able to offer a lifestyle to your friends and family in your home has become quite a big buying decision. And your outdoor spaces are becoming as important as your indoor spaces. Because, we don't have the coldest winters in the world in South Africa. We're in the middle of winter and it's 23 degrees driving here now. So It's not cold like Europe is cold, where you have to be inside and bundles of jackets. So people want those outdoor spaces.
Yeah, I mean, a day like today is, granted this morning it was a bit chilly. I mean, it was a bit fresh. I mean, the wind
chilly in the mornings, yeah.
But in the afternoon you could have a nice early braai type of thing and then, move into the house or even have a fire pit outside and do all that type of stuff.
No, exactly.
So now talking about that, I've just mentioned a couple of things like a fire pit, things like the swimming pool a bit earlier on. What would you say would be the top 5 best outdoor improvements? Now, considering that I am looking at doing some stuff for my garden as well, what can we do as homeowners? That give us the 5 kind of best outdoor improvements we can do.
Okay, no, great, Stash. So, I mean, as we said, we are outdoor people. And you really have to think a little bit past just what you love and what you want right now. And because your home is an investment, and if you are going to sell it, and you mentioned this is not necessarily even for someone else to sell right now, but to live and enjoy for yourself too. So the first thing is definitely a water-wise garden. Water is becoming more and more of an issue, and I watched Carte Blanche a couple of weeks ago, and they reckon there's a big super El Nino brewing, which means we're going to be, 4 or 5 degrees hotter potentially this summer with no rain or very little rain. So if you can just think of the drought in Cape Town a couple of years ago, showering in buckets, that's kind of the scenario that might pan out. So the last thing you want is a massive garden that uses up a lot of water. So water-wise gardens, succulent plants, things that don't suck up a lot of water. Definitely I would say that's number 5 if we do a little countdown.
Now, talking about that, I mean, if you're saying it's going to be like 5 degrees or so hotter, I mean, this past summer, I mean, the city, jump in here as well. You got to give me your opinion, but it was wet, like proper. Like,
it rained quite a lot.
It did.
It rained.
So now, if we're going to be losing that, I mean, what do you
hectic.
think? It is.
With a peak of 35, now you're looking at a peak of 40. It makes a big difference.
Absolutely. So now, what if I wanted to spend, let's put it in this way. Like I say, I am looking at doing a couple of things. Now, I wanted to spend 120,000 odd rand into landscaping my garden, kind of for this reason. How would I go about it, and is it worth it? Let's ask that question.
The first thing, are you hoping to spend that because you love it, or are you assuming the guy that buys your house is going to love it too?
There's always that bit of both. You've got to look at it from. I think it's going to be an investment for the house, but I want to do something for myself.
Yeah. So personally, I would stay away from massive, big landscaping projects right now. I think that money can be spent much more wisely on other areas of the house. And as we maybe look at the last 4 in this top 5 list, there's probably going to be a few things that will make give you a much better return on investment than moving soil around and creating nice, garden beds and flowers.
Oh no, 100%.
So 120,000 is not bad. It just has to go to the right place. It just
exactly.
can't go to landscaping and that's it.
Correct.
Okay. So what are some of the other things that?
So number 4, I would say, is lighting. Ambiance. Most buyers come. Lucidi, when would you say people pop around to come and view a property?
I would imagine in the afternoon.
Late afternoon, evening.
Everything.
So if you have some great lighting that takes you from the front door, shows you where or the outside areas shows you where the front door is, and these things don't have to be expensive, but lighting in the house, the right type of lighting, makes a huge difference.
That you say lighting, but I kind of look at it from a cost perspective. Just again, considering the likes of Eskom and the tariffs and so forth, it's inexpensive. But when you say inexpensive, in terms of how much you put in, I'd gauge.
So there's another aspect of that, and that's security that comes into lighting as well. But also remember, these days, I don't think you even get incandescent light bulbs anymore. Everything is LED, low wattage. Even the floodlights are low watt, so they don't consume a lot of power.
Okay, so
and that's the why you got to look at it from that perspective as well.
No, fair enough.
So
Now
we've got landscaping, we've got lighting. What else is
number
there?
3? So that's your covered patio, outside area.
That's the
Kom
topic I wanna
ons
do.
braai.
That's what I want to talk about, because that's what we're considering to actually put at a portion of our garden. So I'm very eager about this covered patio part.
For example, we have got at our place a covered braai or an indoor braai, and we have those PVC blinds that you roll down like restaurants have, so that's got a big clear plastic section to it.
Yes.
So in the winter it comes down and it's closed, and you've got a whole extra room. In the summer you pull that thing up and you've got a beautiful outside area that kind of flows onto the garden. So not only your braai area, it becomes an outside dining room, an outside kitchen, the pool right there. So you focusing 100% on that entertainment and the lifestyle side of living in a home.
So doing something like this, just enhancing what you have at the moment with maybe a covered portion of a patio, will add actual value at the end of the day to your property.
Absolutely, because as we said, people are looking for that. It's actually part of their buying decisions is to see, okay, what outside entertainment and lifestyle areas does this house have, as well as the big fancy gourmet kitchens and the open plan dining rooms and all of that.
No, that's awesome. I think we're going to have to look into that quite a bit there. Now the next big question, because I live in an area that has a lot of freestanding homes, but there's also a lot of complexes around. So what would be the best decision from when if you're living in a complex type of thing, to also be living in a freestanding house, from the appeal that you would get from your property?
So, I think you're a lot more limited in a complex because you have to abide by the rules and you might not be able to go and make a whole lot of big changes. But a few things like some very nice pot plants outside especially if you're on the ground floor or even on your balcony. So there are things that you can do in a complex as well. But from a freestanding house, your curb appeal, the pavement appeal is massive, and that's our number 2 on our list. And that's something that, again, you don't have to spend hundreds of thousands of rands doing, just cleaning it up, making it nice and neat. Investing in a power cleaner that cleans your paving outside, cleans your little driveway area.
A bit of a culture or something like
exactly.
that. Yeah.
It's not expensive, and people notice when something is properly clean. And then a nice water-wise garden with some succulents, little pebbles add a really nice look, some very good lighting. And that curb appeal of pavement appeal then makes a big difference, because that's the first thing people see. And I mean, they reckon that someone makes a decision about whether this is a nice house in the first sort of 6 to 8 seconds of seeing it.
8 seconds.
8 seconds, then they say this is cool or this is not.
So in that time, you could lose a potential buyer
If
in 8 seconds.
it's scruffy, your lawn isn't mowed, they haven't done weeding for weeks, drive on to the next one. That's what happens.
And they say first impressions always last, eh?
Absolutely.
That is true. So we've come to the last one. What is the first one on the list?
So you're definitely the outdoor entertainment. So we've spoken about the patio. So now we take it a step further. What have you got? Have you got a really nice pool? Is there somewhere to relax? And this is where your fire pits and your boma braais, if your space allows, that comes into. So just having that whole extra area for the outside that can be lived in and used.
We do. Like that's again. This is why I think this is so appealing to me this afternoon, is because in our household we do have a nice pool. We've managed to kind of get the garden to a really good state in terms of the grass and stuff. We had a bit of challenges with trees and shade, and obviously just dirt. But now we're looking to obviously expand it a bit more to that lifestyle that we have. Not to say that we don't have a nice patio. It's just not covered right now. It doesn't give us that like added benefit of an extra room. So I do think it's something to invest in. But this is really nice to understand. There is value for putting money into the property, because you're potentially going to get it back one day.
Exactly, and as you said, it's twofold. So you're investing in yourself while you're still living there, and something that you want to do. But I think the one of the sort of takeaways of this discussion now is don't only do what you are loving to do. You got to think about it in 5 years' time. If you are gonna upgrade, downgrade, move suburbs, whatever, make your house as appealing as possible to the next person who's looking to buy.
100%. Now, I don't know if you know this, but maybe you can help settle the debate with me and my wife here quickly, Harry. I'm a fish keeper. I absolutely love doing aquascaping, and I've got a couple of tanks in the house, and she doesn't want me to get any more. But I'm kind of easing her into, or hoping to try and convince her to go outdoor and create like this awesome koi pond. What do you think? I mean, would it be worth doing it?
Are the koi going to be paying rent?
No, but aren't they considered an investment at the end of the day?
I mean, I don't know a massive amount about koi, but I do know you can pay a lot of money, and they can be an investment. But it is a very niche hobby, and hobby, I guess, is the right thing.
It is the right word there.
The chances that the next guy that's going to buy your place is going to be a flippin' koi fan, and those filters and spending the time cleaning everything might not be for everyone. So I would be careful of really investing money in that.
So what you're saying to me is, like, my wife is right. I must just keep to the fish tanks in the house, and I can deal with that.
Yes.
Must suck saying that out loud, eh?
No,
she's possibly listening.
She's going to get me when I get home a little bit later on. She's going to be like, I told you so.
All right, so some of the things that I think I've come to learn in this conversation is, one, don't overspend. Like, don't overdo it. Try and keep a budget, and also try and think about what the next person that's going to own your house is going to want in that place. It's
exactly. We always talk about overcapitalizing, and don't go above what the mean or the average in the area is as a guideline. Obviously, there are certain things that you can spend a bit more on, especially if you're going to be living there for yourself. And we're talking about not really in today's topic, but your energy, your solar, your batteries, inverters, that kind of thing. That's always something that's going to be a positive and have an appeal to other people. But generally, don't be careful. Just work it out and don't overspend. Definitely, that's the number one.
Okay, is there anything else that you feel today we need to remember more than anything?
I think let's look at, we're speaking about lifestyle. I mean, the specific topic is outdoor entertainment areas. My tongue has tied itself around my foot.
Don't worry, it happens to me all the time. It's all right.
And lifestyle sells. People want to be able to enjoy the outdoor areas of their homes, of their areas. You spoke about complexes earlier, Stash, and generally a lot of complexes have a great pool, braai area. So they do kind of cater for that, where you're limited as to what you can do in your unit. But if it's freestanding and you have a room where you can just extend the roof a little bit or put some of those latte on, doesn't have to be a permanent roof, and create a little outside kitchen, bra area, that is always going to be beneficial.
No, perfect. I think that's fantastic. And I think we got a couple of minutes left, and I thought let's do a quick fire round with you, Harry, because I'm very much about a certain way of cooking, and my wife is also, and then my little man likes different things. So let's do a quick fire thing, because I think this is also going to settle some debates in my household right now on air. So first things first, braai or pizza oven outside?
Yes, see, I'm a braai guy personally, but it's one of
I'm right
those.
there with you.
It's one of those. A pizza oven can be so. There's so many options. It's not just pizzas. The dishes you can do inside a pizza oven, stews, even your side
oven.
dishes inside the pizza oven. You must see what you can cook. Lamb shanks inside a pizza oven.
What?
So a pizza oven goes more to a sort of outdoor kitchen. But I'm a braai guy. I mean, I will braai before pizza oven any day.
I think I'm going to lose this one, because my wife does a lot of lot of stews and stuff like that as well. So now the slow cooker's now going to become a pizza oven outside, and off you go. Okay, well, fair enough. The next one. Now this is a question for me. Is more pergola or lapa?
Hey, again, I'm a lapa guy for sure. Before I'm going to get to pergola.
Okay, no, fantastic. The last one. Swimming pool or fire pit?
Oh, tough one. Fire pit in the winter, swimming pool in the summer.
That's a hard one.
Yeah, no, I would go. I'm on the fence. I'm saying both.
Yes.
You have a swimming pool and then you have a fire pit.
Exactly. I would. If you can do both there, I think that you then used to win all the way.
Okay, so last couple of ones: natural lawn or artificial grass. Now I know my answer to this one straight away.
I'm a natural lawn guy for sure. Bit of
Yeah,
maintenance,
but the
bit
other
of
one, you don't
mowing.
have to maintain.
Yeah, but that's
a lot less work.
if your space is smaller, I guess there's more the artificial one, just something nice that looks nice, but natural lawn for me any day.
Lesedi, have you ever put your barefoot, on artificial grass in the heat in South African summers?
I have not.
Oh,
What does it?
Wait,
Does
please
it
don't.
absorb the heat?
No. It is boiling hot. And now you got a little 10-year-old that wants to run around in the garden. No. I'd rather have him, no blisters on the feet, so to speak.
And I
Okay,
think there's
so
some potential environmental questions around the artificial grass as well.
No,
Okay, fine.
I'm just pre-warning you. Okay, and then I think the last one that we have today, would be. What do you think?
Jacuzzi or a bigger patio?
Bigger patio for me, for sure. I don't know. I just get the feeling jacuzzis are a little bit 1990s.
Overrated.
I don't know. That's just me.
They call them hot tubs these days. They don't call them jacuzzis anymore.
Wow. Okay,
That's
so
just
bigger.
me. That's showing my age.
And you, Stash? Now that we're here, which would you pick between?
Bigger patio, sorry.
Am I the only person that's into hot tubs these
No,
days?
because you can heat your pool.
That's true.
Heat the pool up, you can still be able to swim in it. If you have a nice cupboard, then it becomes a hot tub.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, you gotta make a plan here. But a bigger patio. Okay, that's me. Okay, but Harry. Okay, so from today and everything we've just chatted around, what is the one thing you'd like people kind of to remember and take away from this?
So I think that is that, your great outdoor spaces don't have to be stupidly expensive. And focus on that lifestyle and families. Lifestyle families come together around the braai, around Lesedi's jacuzzi. Yeah. And, that's when I think you start getting real value, is when you can really include, especially the family and friends, around that lifestyle area. And it doesn't have to cost the world.
That's great advice, because I really am going to look into that and kind of gauge or what would be better suited for our property.
And as you said,
within the area,
so many great ideas that pop up on flipping YouTube and on your reels. There's really amazing, great ideas that you can get from that are simple.
The problem is my wife goes down a rabbit hole when she starts seeing stuff. Look at this, and I'm like, that list on my arm starts to get longer and longer. Oh, but thank you so much, Harry. It's been absolutely amazing. This just having this chat again gives me some really good ideas and exactly where I should go.
Awesome.
Forward with
thank you. It's been great. I've enjoyed this one.
And we did have a chat to Jackie a little bit earlier on. So we are going to just let you know. We recorded this a bit earlier on. So she's just going to give you the property of the week. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere right now.
A very good afternoon, all, and thanks so much for the opportunity to share my property of the week with you. Today we're in Blackheath, where I have a 233 square meter double-story apartment at Bonifay Court, which has been listed for sale. Downstairs, the home is an open plan lounge, dining room and kitchen area with the lounge opening onto a covered patio and private garden. And there's also a downstairs study as well as an automated garage. Then upstairs, you'll find 3 well-sized bedrooms, each with its own ensuite bathroom. The complex is well maintained. It has lovely communal areas and it's conveniently located close to all necessary amenities and major transport routes. It's been listed at 1.49 million rand. And if you are interested in either viewing or getting more information, please feel free to get in touch with me. My name is Jackie and you can contact me on 078 404 0771.
Yeah, and as always, if you're buying, selling, renting, or investing in property and need professional guidance, speak to the team at Etchells & Young Property Brokers. It has been absolutely fantastic once again having you here, Terry. Really, really thoroughly enjoyed this, giving me great insight, and I hope it's given you as well at home the insight. So thank you again, Harry.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Harry.
that. Thanks, guys. That was great.
100%. Now, don't go anywhere. We still got lots of good vibes and great tunes right here on the Afternoon Drive.